Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You guys already know what it is. It's what if Deku was betrayed, part 4. Yeah, 4. Part 4. Ugh, Jesus. Ugh, man. Let's get this on. Let's get it on. Okay, let's do this. The news of All For One's death reached all of Japan. Many were overjoyed that a major threat was no longer among them. But for two, it was devastating. Shigaraki nearly disintegrated the League's hideout in a fit of rage and grief, after hearing his mentor's death, and quickly blamed the heroes and vowed revenge on them. Deku was no better. He just got his father back in his life, and now he's gone. Stain did the best he could to help the boy, but it was all in vain. After some time, Deku begun to calm down, but it was still hurting. He refused to leave his cell, even to eat. Stain tried to bring him his food, but it was in for nothing. Seeing as he didn't even touch the food brought to him, Stain finally had enough and was able to convince the guards and warden to allow Deku to go outside with no restraints and let him vent his emotions. And that's exactly what he did. Deku used his quirks that his father gave to him and went on a mini rampage in the yard. He was able to use a combination of strength enhancers and elemental-based quirks. From first glance, it looks like a mess of utter chaos, but on closer examination, it's clear that Deku was in complete control of his quirks. Surprising, since someone had only had them for a short time, but it was clear that he let his emotions cloud him. After a few minutes, he calmed down and fell to his knees from the recoil of so many quirks at once. For the first time, Stain walked up to him to help him up. "Hey kid, come on, you don't really think your old man want to see you sulking like this?" Deku crying. Why? Sniffling. Why? What did I do to deserve this? Stain immediately pulled him into a hug to calm him down, but it works for the most part. He helps Deku to his cell and stays with the kid best as he can. Deku crying. "I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna keep my promise to my dad. I'm gonna be the best hero out there." Stain smiles. Stain smiles. "That's the spirit, kid. And now it looks like you need to get a handle of your quirks, and I'll help with the best of my abilities, kid." Deku smiles through tears. "Thank you, Stain." And I have no idea how to pronounce Stain's name, so I'm just gonna say Stain told Izuku his name, and I have no idea how to pronounce his name, so I'm not gonna say it. Deku smiling. "Thank you, Stain." Stain, even though he was helping a kid to get back on his feet, he felt like he was helping him. For the remainder of the week, Stain helped Deku control his quirks, and they developed a mentor-student relationship. They even learned of new ones he didn't even know he had, such as one or two that were right up Stain's alley. Deku was able to manifest weapons similar to Momo's quirk, and with Stain's guidance, he became proficient with almost every blade, which I think is great teaching. Today, Stain and Deku were sparring until a guard told him that Deku had some visitors. This got confused looks from them, but got ready. Deku asked Stain if he can come, and considering he's been on good behavior and helping the young team, they allowed it. Deku and Stain walked into the meeting room, but the moment they entered, Deku saw All Might, who was overjoyed to see, but when he also saw Nezu, who made his blood boil. Ugh. Stain noticed Stain noticed Deku's discomfort and put a hand on her shoulder to help him relax. They take a seat and sit across from them. It was silence until Deku, pissed off, "What do you want, you walking lab rat?" No, let me try that line. Deku, pissed off, "What do you want, you walking lab rat?" This stunned the two visitors, but tried to calm themselves and tried to talk to him. Dezu. What's up with me? Nezu, nervous. Mr. Midoriya, no. Mr. Midoriya, it has come to my attention that we have may have rushed. He didn't even get to finish as Deku stood up and slammed his head on the steel table, instantly shattering it. This caused the visitors to step back, with one of them attempting to calm him down. Deku, All Might soothing. "Young Midoriya, please calm down. I understand you're angry, but please, hear Nezu out." Deku takes a deep breath in and motions for Nezu to speak. Nezu, breathing in relief. "Thank you, All Might. You see, Mr. Midoriya, I made a terrible mistake and rushed to conclusions, and Deku, still pretty pissed, and you want me to come back to UA, is that it?" Nezu nods, hoping Deku would return, even if they didn't treat him fairly. Deku's still angry. "Fine, I will come back, but I got some promises to keep, but don't expect me to trust you guys, is there any chance that you can help Stain get out early?" Stain smiling. "Thanks, kid, but I think I'm gonna stick around here. After all, I did break the law, and that's something a hero shouldn't do. Why don't you ask for something else?" Deku was saddened by his mentor's decision, but he knew he had to respect it. Deku saddened, but continued his glare. "There are a few things I would like before I return. I would like my dorm room doubled, making maybe triple the size. Sharing a room with an extra person is nice, but when that person is your own daughter who leaves toys lying around, it makes it better. It makes for a better wake up than coffee." Nezu nods. "Very well. We will make your room triple its size, and we'll add a adjacent room about double the size of a normal dorm room for young Eri." "Oh, is there anything else?" Deku nods. "Just 2 more things. Only I'd like to go off campus without having to notify a teacher because they're reasons. I compose with one, the promises I made, that I'm sure my mom would like to see her granddaughter more often. And 2, I would like to have the chance to spar with 1A, test out my new quirks." "Very well, young Midoriya. Your request will be granted." All Might confused. "What do you mean your new quirks, young Midoriya?" Deku nods. "Well, it turns out my father is all for one, who sadly passed away not long ago. He has given me every quirk he possessed, including my original quirk, which is the same exact quirk as his, but stronger. This caused both teachers to stare nervously at the green-haired teen, knowing that if he wanted to, he could wipe them out in a flick of his wrist." All Might realize something. "Is that why your eyes are red rather than green, young Midoriya?" Deku surprised. "Well, All Might, to be honest, I thought you'd be a bit freaked out by me being the son of your arch nemesis. But to answer your question, I believe All for One does affect my eye color, but I'm not 100% certain though." All Might chuckles. "Don't get me wrong, my boy. I was surprised. It did surprise me, but one's lineage means nothing. Only the path you will choose will determine who you are, my boy." I would like for you to keep that in mind, because in a lot of stories I've read, Deku has been betrayed, beaten, ridiculed, thrown into prison because of All for One being his father. In other stories, not in this one. I want to point that out. Not in this what if, but in other what ifs I've seen, that has happened because all for one is his father. I shouldn't be laughing because it's sad, but Stain excited. Ah, yeah, spoken like a true hero. It's the Stain. It did not Stain. Deku couldn't help but chuckle at his mentor's antics, while the other two pro heroes just sweat dropped at his sudden outburst. The moment was cut short with Nezu's phone ringing, causing him to step out of the room. This gave them a chance to sit in a comfortable silence. Deku was excited to. He gets to see his friends and daughter again. He was already planning all kinds of activities. He wanted to introduce Koda to Eri. That way she could have a friend her own age, but his thoughts were quickly shut off. Stopped when Nezu came bursting through the door, looking like he had just seen a ghost. Nezu sweating. The USJ has been under attack again. We need to get there. Deku stood up, ready to be a hero. I'll meet you guys there. Hugged Stain. Stain, I can't thank you enough. I'll be sure to write and come visit when I can. And just like that, Deku immediately faded from view, which startled the pros, Stain chuckling. Relax, it's one of his warp quirks. He'll get there in no time. This caused the two to sigh in relief and speed out to help their students. Out of the prison to help their students. Stain smiling in pride. Go get him, kid. Show them what a true hero is. When Deku faded back into view, he's inside the USJ. He's inside the USJ. He looked around and saw his friends and classmates lying on the ground. Bakugo and Kirishima and Todoroki still fighting, and Eri by his downed classmates, about to be crushed by Nomu. Seeing his daughter in danger caused Deku to snap, and he immediately activated One for All and several speed quirks, and became a green blur. While running towards Eri, he was able to grab her just in the nick of time. As he came to a stop, the dust settled, causing everyone to turn towards the dust cloud to reveal Deku with green lightning arcing around his body. Eri opened her eyes and was in the arms of someone she missed dearly, causing her to tear up and smile. Deku smiling. It is okay, Snowball. Why? Because I am here. Yes, and now on forth, everyone shall respect Stain. If you hadn't already, Stain's best. Stain had some good. Stain was bitch checking niggas out here. He was beating the shit out of everyone and crippling bitches. I swear, if Stain did less talking in the anime, I swear to God, he would have killed everyone in that alleyway. No cap, he would have murdered everyone. Before Deku arrived, today the students of 1A were going to retry their rescue training, and were on the bus to the newly rebuilt USJ, but the tension between them was more clear. Many kept giving each other the cold shoulder, or giving them death glares. Aizawa was at his wits' end, but what helped keep his composure, knowing that his problem child would be back later today, and made him genuinely smile. Even confused, Mr. Aizawa, what is making you smile like that, sir? Aizawa was smiling. It's a surprise, he said, and no, I won't tell you. You'll just have to wait. This confusion scared the class, not knowing what their teacher is planning. But a few couldn't help but smile, knowing exactly what's going to happen. And Eri, who was sitting on her auntie on Momo's lap, couldn't help but shake in excitement, knowing what's going to happen. Something kept bothering her. Every time she learned that Toga had feelings for her papa, she wondered if anyone else felt the same way. Basically, I'm just gonna skip this part to the fun part. Eri felt a strong. I skipped a bit of part in my script because it was hella too cringy and I'm not reading that. Basically, fucking Eri just questioned most of the girls on the bus did they like Deku. And basically, they all said yes. That's including Toga. So there's gonna be a heroine for this one. I don't give two shits if you disagree. Eri felt a strong connection with them. She may not know Melissa or Hatsumi that well as her papa did, but she can also tell that they liked him as well. She couldn't help but smile, feeling as if her family was getting bigger. That was until Uraraka got annoyed. You're a bunch of idiots falling in love with that villain. This caused Eri and the girls to glare intently at Uraraka. They were getting annoyed of her pestilence and hostility towards them. Mina annoyed. And what if we are? It's not like you're dating him. Toro, Invisible Girl, chiming in. Yeah, to be honest, I was a little jealous when you got Tim, but I kept my mouth shut. But seeing how you're acting now, no wonder. I wonder if you even loved him loved him like he loved you. Eri annoyed. Yeah, Mama Cheeto, and I'm just gonna keep calling her Invisible Girl. Alright, Papa loved you with all of his heart, and you just broke it. Silence returned to the bus, and as Mina and Invisible Girl had a blush spread across their face, not knowing what to do with the information given. Uraraka jealous. Eri, sweetie, you're not their mama. They're not your mama. I'm your mama. Eri bold as, yes, they are. Them and Momo and Froppy and Jiro are better. I'm not fucking reading it. Are better mamas than you will ever. Damn shots. The girls in question couldn't help contain their blush as they were called Mama. They felt the joy that the little girl had been taking, saw them as mother figures, but not just one of them, but all of them. Uraraka jealous, but Eri, Aizawa hidden smirk. Enough chit chat. We're here. Come on, all the students get off the bus. From two separate lines, with their believers on one side and non-believers on the other. They waited until a certain space hero made a return. 13, energetic. Greetings, everyone. It is good to see you all again, and hopefully we won't have any uninvited guests. Turns around to USJ. Now let me show you the new and improved uninformed simulation joint. MK2. I don't know. As they entered, 13 began to re-explain everything, how quirks can be used to cause harm. The new features, such as a brand new security system that couldn't be jammed or hacked, no matter who just tried, in case some uninvited guest showed up. As if on cue, a familiar purple portal appeared in the exact same spot as it did the first time, only this time it was realizing the League of Villains Vanguard Action Squad. 4 no moves that looked similar to the first one they saw, only larger, and finally Tomura Shigaraki entering with a new trench coat and a single dismembered hand on his face. Shigaraki furious. We come for revenge for what you heroes did to Master, and to silence that tremendous that treacherous bitch Miko Toga. I cannot help but laugh. The class didn't know what to do. They were aware of all for one's death, but they didn't know about the Toga until Uraraka turned to Bakugo, who was sweating bullets. Uraraka confused. Bakugo, is there something you're not telling us? Bakugo, sigh. In short, Toga came in and he confessed that she was the one who set up Deku. The non-believers just stared at them, not believing a word they said. They haven't trusted a single word they said, for they believed in the minds of a master villain was innocent. Ida scoffs. What kind of fuel do you take us for? Kirishima, annoyed. Believe what you want, but that's true. But now it's not the time to argue. We have villains to take care of. Zero, annoyed. Oh, now you guys can tell the difference between a villain and a hero. Mina, annoyed. Now's not the time, flex tape. Fight now, argue later. Bakugo, concerned. Eri, get behind us. Round face, raccoon eyes. Four eyes, ponytail. Keep her out of harm's way. They not doing. They got to protect the little girl while some have the chance to get revenge, and for what they had done to their green-haired friend / crush. And with that information, each side charged at each other, with Todoroki going for Dabi, Froppy and Tokoyami took on twice, Jiro and Kaminari and Tailman went for Spinner. French Dude, a lot of arms and flex tape went after Compress, and Aizawa and 13 going after Kurogiri, while the rest stayed back and provided support where they can. Bakugo went straight for the head and charged at Shigaraki, but was knocked back by a massive fist as he slid to the ground. As he stood, saw one of the Nomu standing between him and his target. Shigaraki, smug and cocky. That's your downfall. That's the one thing. There's two bad things with villains that I will always get wrong. I love villains, don't get me wrong. Not like that, but like, they're cool characters. But there's two things that all villains do that always lead to their downfall. Getting cocky and monologuing. We all know that. Shigaraki, smug and cocky. You think that you can take me on, hero? These new moves are harder, better, faster, stronger than the first one you've encountered. They have hyper regeneration, shock nullification, and absorption. So shock nullification and absorption. Completely fire and ice proof. And so much more, you heroes won't stand a chance. Bakugo, smirk. Finally, a challenge. Bakugo charged full speeds towards the Nomu and delivered an explosion to the face and jumped back. The smoke cleared around the Nomu. Nomu's face cleared to be feeling a scorched face, but it quickly repaired itself and charged at Bakugo. He barely dodged in time. The Nomu punched right through the concrete floor and took his fist out like it was nothing. That's fucking concrete. Bakugo knew he needed strategy and fast. He looked around the battlefield, noticing his class having a similar situation as him as well. He noticed the three other gnomes were just standing by, Shigaraki motionless. He clearly charged once the movement, but the moment he was in front of the Nomu, he changed his trajectory and went above the Nomu and shot a massive blast to the exposed brain. The beast fell on the floor, unmoving. Bakugo breathed a sigh of relief and turned to Shigaraki with a smirk on his face, which confused Bakugo. Shigaraki, smug. Did you really think that'll work? You really thought that thing was dead. I'd like to mention again that this is the lead up before Deku got there. Man, I'm so glad I get a drink every time I record. Before I record, Deku was confused but turned around to see the Nomu was getting upturned to him. As if nothing happened, he was feeling something he thought he wouldn't feel. He felt fear. The beast reared his fist back and launched it. Bakugo was petrified to move. He shut his eyes, waiting for the pain. It never came. He opened them to see Kirishima in his unbreakable form, holding the fist. Kirishima struggling. Come on, Bakugo, where's that manliness at? Bakugo was quickly shaken out of his thoughts and smirked as he charged at the Nomu. His red-haired friend was holding back and launched a continuous barrage of explosions to the beast's face. It worked enough for the beast to step back and gave the duo a chance to breathe. Bakugo, idea. Hey, shitty hair, do you think I can wield you like a battle axe or spear in that form? Kirishima smirks. It's the funniest fucking idea in the fucking world. I don't know about a battle axe, but I like where you're going with this. They gripped each other's wrist and Bakugo began to spin around to the built-in monument. The Nomu charged at them. Bakugo launched Kirishima at the Nomu. Kirishima sharpened his fingers and pointed them at the beast's heart. As he was about to pierce the Nomu, don't take that out of context. The creature quickly became intangible, which Kirishima went right through it, shocking the duo. Shigaraki, smug as ever. I told you these are new and improved Nomu. Nothing will be able to stop them. Turns to the remaining Nomu. Nomus, go have fun. The remaining Nomu let out a screech and ran towards the class and made quick work of them, launching them around like ragdolls. Each member of the class falling one by one until just Todoroki, Kirishima, and Bakugo are left standing and exhausted. They push through the pain, but something caught at the corner of Bakugo's eye. He turned to the Nomu about to crush Eri. He didn't have time to react. He saw a cloud of dust where the little girl stood. He was frozen, scared, and enraged, hurt that the little girl he was protecting gone. The dust cleared, began to settle. He saw Eri being held by someone covered in green lightning. He just knew it. He knew who it belonged to, and what he heard confirming it. Deku smiling. It is okay, Snowball. Why? Because I am here. Bakugo turned to Shigaraki with his smirk. You guys are fucked now. I'm gonna keep going. I have nothing better to do tonight. This morning, but technically it's tonight. Deku was able to get Eri out of harm's way. Just in the nick of time, he looked down towards her and gave her a smile to let her know that everything's gonna be okay. Deku comforting. It's okay, Snowball. Why? Because I am here. Again, third time in this video I'm mentioning that damn line. Deku crying tears of joy. Papa, is it really you? Deku smiling. Of course, Snowball. Now, I know we're both excited, but Papa's got some bad guys to take care of. Don't worry, after this we'll go have apple ice cream like I promised. I don't remember that earlier on in the story, but whatever. Eri smiles and nods, knowing everything's gonna be alright, since she knows his Papa's gonna take care of everything. Deku, in the blink of an eye, collects his wounded classmates and makes a makeshift barrier out of stone to put them in, and quickly heals them with one of his quirks. Then he tells Eri to stay put. She nods and quickly hides behind the barrier, but peeks out to see what's happening. Deku slowly walks over to Kirishima, Todoroki, and Bakugo, who were happy to see their friend was back in action. Bakugo smirks. About damn time you showed up, nerd. What took you so long? Deku smiling. Well, I'm still getting to handle my new quirks, so yeah. Kirishima confused. Wait, quirks? Is that how you made that barricade thing? Deku smiling. Don't worry, I'll explain everything. Right now, we got some feelings to take down, but first... Deku quickly put his hand up towards his friends, and then they start to glow. They're scared at first, but notice that their wounds are healing. They feel stronger as ever. Todoroki confused. Midoriya, what did you do? Deku smiling. I held you guys with a little boost, ready to teach these guys they shouldn't mess with you. Kirishima turns into unbreakable. You don't need to tell me twice. Todoroki smiling. I'm with you, I'm with you all the way, Midoriya. But Bakugo smirking. Enough yapping. Let's blow these fucks to Kingdom Come. Shigaraki furiously scratching his neck. You weren't supposed to be here, damn it. No matter, no lose. Vanguard Action Squad. Go have a field day. No, I'm gonna change that line. Go have a fucking field day. The four Numu that arrived along with the Vanguard Action Squad rushed towards the four. While they did the same, Deku told his friends he'd take care of the Numus while they took on the Vanguard. Bakugo was, of course, reluctant, but gave in and quickly charged at Mr. Compress, to get some revenge for the training camp attack. Deku immediately activated his elemental quirks, turned the lightning around him into a sword, and charges at the Numu. As they did at the same time, the Numu turned his arms into blades and began to slash wildly at Deku, while he just dodged and parried each attack. With a swift strike, he slashed one of the Numus, but notice they are unaffected. Shigaraki smug. You may have a few tricks up your sleeve, but like I told you, your little friends, these Numus, are new and improved, and can't be taken down. Deku slashed his sword again and saw it went through the boost, but he repeated the attack. All four Numus knew that he had. All four Numus, he knew what he had to do. Bakugo frustrated. Oi, Deku, quit fucking around with those things. You can't hit them. All our attacks went right through him. All of our attacks went right through him. Shigaraki cackling. Listening to your friend, bruh. There's no way you can stop these Numu. Deku smirks. But I have a plan to. Before Shigaraki could respond, Deku was able to quickly dodge the Numu slash and began gripping its exposed brain and ripping the quirks from the beast, completely incapacitating it. Shigaraki snapped, What did you do? Deku smirks. It's simple, really. I saw that its intangibility was similar to Miria's, and knew at least one part was solid enough to grab. I stole its quirks, and I might say, the quirks indeed. Shigaraki pissed. No, this brat is cheating. Damn hacks cheat codes. Only Master has that kind of power, and he is gone. Kill that brat. Nomu, kill that brat already. The three remaining Nomu charged at Deku, easily hacking and slashing, become more wily. Then Deku, putting on defensive, he blocked one coming from his right, didn't notice the other coming from his left. His arm got slashed off. He grunted in pain, causing everyone to stop, to look in horror. Shigaraki just simply smirked at the armless boy, but that smirk quickly became horror as he saw Deku's arm instantly regenerate. His lost arm, as if it hadn't been hacked off. Deku grunts. Damn, I'm never gonna get used to that. Shigaraki horrified. But that's impossible. Deku smirking. Well, it seems that you forgot our school's motto. Let's remind you. He begins to channel One for All at 200%. Wow, I didn't think I'd be able to go beyond 100%, but it looks like I can. Now let's finish this. Go beyond. Plus, Ultra. In the blink of an eye, Deku was able to steal the quirks of the two Nomu, leaving only one left. He saw that the last Nomu was nowhere to be seen. He used every vision and detection quirk he had, but found nothing. He quickly scanned the battlefield and saw his friends screaming. Saw that his banner came up on top, and they're fighting. The villains are struggling to get up, are quickly encased, and he looked at his friends, who smiled. Returning their smiles changed to horror. Deku looked confused until he felt an arm go through his chest. He looked looked behind and saw the missing Nomu. Deku Shigaraki cackling. Where's that plus soldier now, brat? Like I told you, these Nomus are unbeatable, and you're just met your match. Deku looked at Shigaraki unamused. Really? Is that the best you can do? Did you forget I could still quirk now? Shigaraki confused. Wait, what? Deku didn't respond as he clapped his hands on... No. Clamped, not clapped. Clamped his hands on the Nomu, impaling him and stole his quirks as well. He slowly removed the fist from his chest and began to regenerate. He made the fatal wound look as if it was just as a scraped knee. Shigaraki terrified. Kurogiri, get us out of here now! Kurogiri concerned, but I only have enough strength to get 1 or 2 portals. What about our allies? Shigaraki looks Kurogiri dead in the eyes. Forget them and get us out of here already. Kurogiri reluctantly surprised and made a portal for Shigaraki and jumped through it and closed it. But before he could make one for himself, he felt a hand crushing his metal neck. He looked at Deku covered in green lightning, pissed off. Deku pissed. And then Deku pissed. Bring me Shigaraki. No, that's not the right voice. Hold up, I need a sip of water if I'm gonna do the right voice for this moment. That's better. Bring me Shigaraki. Not exactly like that, but that's my interpretation. Kurogiri, struggling to breathe. I'm afraid I can't, even if I wanted to. I sent him to a random location. The answer didn't sit right for Deku. He swiftly rendered Kurogiri unconscious, along with the Vanguard Action Squad, who had looks of betrayal all over their faces. Once the villains were swiftly knocked down and restrained, and his friends quickly took a deep breath, trying to relax. After that, Deku, but no, not Deku, Bakugo, serious. Okay, nerd. Talk. How do you have so many quirks and how can you steal them? Deku smiling. It's a bit tricky to explain. I found out who my father was. Remember that villain in Kamino who forced Element into retirement? Kirishima confused. Yeah, but what does that have to do with your new power? Bakugo frustrated. Quit stalling, nerd. Not Kirishima. Todoroki. Realization. Wait, Midoriya, you're the secret love child of... Deku chuckles. Yes, Todoroki, I'm the secret love child of the villain All For One. Todoroki sighed. Todoroki? There goes that theory. Kirishima realization. Wait, you're telling us that you're the son of that guy who forced Almond into retirement? Bakugo sighing. That still doesn't explain the quirks, nerd. Deku smiling. Yes, Kirishima, he is my father. Bakugo, I got these quirks from my dad, who saved my life after I got jumped in prison. They stand there processing everything. They just heard their friend was only gone for a week. And now he's probably one of the most strongest beings in the country, if not the world. This makes them glad that he's on their side. There's no telling what'll happen if he chose to be a villain. Join the villain. Before they could question him further, they interrupted by a white blur tackling Deku to the floor. Eri crying, Papa. I was so scared when that monster punched right through your punch right through you. God, that hurt my throat. Deku hugs Eri. It's okay, Eri. I'm sorry for worrying you. Now, how about we leave and get some apple ice cream, like I promised? That seemed to calm Eri down to where Deku was able to stand up holding her. He couldn't help but hug her tightly, not wanting to let her go. He missed her so much. She was one of the many people who helped him get through prison. He was about to ask his friends if they wanted to join until Recipro burst. Deku saw Ida mere inches away. He didn't have much time to react. He quickly turned his body around to activating every defensive quirk to shield Eri from the attack. He was knocked to the other side of the battlefield and didn't have a chance to get a grip as he felt Dark Shadow claw at his back. The only thing Deku could think of is protecting Eri, who was in his arms. He shielded her and took the attacks head-on, even with shock absorption and nullification. Along with his healing quirks, he still felt everything, from Ida's kicks, Dark Shadow's claws, and Uraraka's punches. Everything. Bakugo and Kirishima and Todoroki were left stunned, seeing as Ida or the rest of the non-believers didn't even hesitate to attack Deku while he's carrying Eri. I would like to fucking point out. They quickly rushed to their friend's aid, trying to help their friend. Quickly rushed to their friend's aid, trying to get them off of him. As the remaining believers began to regain consciousness, to see what was going on, they quickly rushed to pull the annihilants off their friend. Deku pissed. Stop! You're going to hurt Eri, you idiots! Bakugo pissed. Oh, you fucking idiots! Didn't you hear him? Eri is underneath him, and you're not giving a damn. Kirishima pissed. You guys are idiots attacking someone who's holding a little girl. What the hell is wrong with you? Uraraka annoyed. He's a villain. He's trying to kidnap my daughter. What do you think we're doing? Todoroki had enough of this and encased half of the insulting team in ice. But before he could do the rest, he saw wings sprouting and pushed the assailants back. Deku, concerned and pissed. Eri, are you okay? She nods, begins to cry and hugs Deku tightly. What the hell is wrong with you guys? You could have seriously hurt her. Ida trying to justify. You're a villain who deserves to be locked up. Now hand over the girl. Deku annoyed. And why would I hand her over to someone who didn't even hesitate to attack someone holding her? Before they could escalate, they saw Aizawa capture scarf wrap around Ida. As they heard the doors of the U.S. shape bust open, seeing the pros around Ida confused. What are you doing, sir? The villain is right there. We have to arrest him. Aizawa pissed. If anyone's the villain, it's you for attacking a man who's holding his daughter. Ida stunned, but Nezu frustrated. That's enough, Mr. Ida. We rushed to conclusions and wronged Mr. Midoriya. Mr. Midoriya, I hope you can forgive us for our rash judgment. Deku, calm down. Principal Nezu, I already forgave you. But I was going to forgive my class. But seeing they are willing to put my daughter in harm's way, with no concern for her safety, it's safe to say I can't forgive them. Sir, Nezu nods. I understand. We'll deal out an appropriate punishment for them. But there's one person who I wish for you to speak to, Mr. Midoriya. I believe you had an encounter with her before. Deku smiles. Let me guess. Hamiko Toga. I believe she should serve her punishment. hardship punishment by joining the hero course, sir. She never would have become a villain if it wasn't for the life she had. Now, if you excuse me, I have a promise to keep. Nezu confused. How did you take you smiling? Mind reading quirks, sir. Now I'll be best on my way. Nezu nods and lets Deku be on his way. But he still feels guilty. Feels guilt for not believing his student. Even if Deku already forgave him, he still plans to make things right. Man. And that's it for this What If, guys. Yeah, I'm ending it there. Yeah, I am. Make sure to like, subscribe, and before I end it, ooh, I just felt lightheaded. The reason I'm ending it, why I'm ending it, is because I've come to the conclusion I can't really do other what ifs if this what if is still on the channel, and I'm ooh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm ending it. I don't care what you have to say. I'm ending it here. Why? I've come to realize that I can't really do a what if on this channel. Well, this one's still up, so I've decided to end the what if here. And if any of you have a problem with it, I don't give a fuck. But with that out of the way, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace.